Hello, beautiful people. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
And welcome to another session of The Sacred Place. I hope you're all doing well. Good morning, Roberta. Hi. Let us know if you're there and joining us today, how you're feeling. We're thinking about doing a theme today. We've been really enjoying doing more music and the heart songs that we did on Thursday. So we want to do a little bit more music and sound healing for you today as well. So towards the end of our session, we're going to do a guided relaxation with sound healing. So you can just lie down today, relax, receive, and together with this theme of receiving also, I want to do something about back care, taking care of the back. And the back is, big part of the body, the whole center of the body, the spine and the muscles that make up our backside of the body. And hi, Anne-Marie. Good
Hello.
morning.
Good morning.
So the back is like keeping us upright and carrying us all day. And it's kind of also the center of our being. So often issues that we feel in the back, they affect us everywhere, affect how we feel and plays into energetic blockages. So often when we have physical tension and aches and pains in the body, it translates into energetic tension, which then influences also how we feel and our emotional and mental well-being. Yeah. So felt like doing something about that today.
There's lots of resources about how each spinal
each vertebra
is affecting a specific part of our psyche, of our emotions. So, and also when we come into this world as a little sperm, it's really just a spine in the head. That's what we are, and that's all there is.
Yeah, it's the center of our nervous system, and the nervous system is the first part of the body that becomes developed. Hi, good morning, Jean.
Hello.
Roberta says everything is good. Happy to be with us.
Awesome.
Hello. And then, the spine being very central to who we are and to how we feel. And I talk about spine, but I just kind of mean the back in general. And also how we take care of our body and of ourselves is very important. And this theme of self-care, for me, it's something very important because I feel it's something I had to learn. It wasn't something that came very natural to me. And I think we all have different challenges and patterns in our ability to care for ourselves. And for some people, this might mean more physical care, more emotional care, mental care. So self-care, or taking care even of our environment, of our resources, of our connections, relationships. So self-care can mean many different things for different people, but all these aspects of how we can care for ourselves, how we can take care of our needs are very important. And not just for ourselves, but also how we stand in life and how we show up in our relationships. Because how we take care of ourselves, it affects how we show up in our relationship and how we are also there for another. I know, for example, for myself, I love taking care of myself, but I'm not always so good at it. I usually have to make sure that the rest is taken care of. So I always feel like I first, it's not like I feel like I have to, but it's more my tendency that the house needs to be okay, the partner needs to be okay, the relationship has to be okay. And then when everything is taken care of, then I feel like, whew, now I can sit back and go into self-care. And I think this is something very feminine and that probably a lot of women can relate to. And at the same time, we always have to look at, okay, who am I? How do I stand in life? And this is what I bring into that relationship as well. So how, for example, if we go around taking care of everything else and the whole world around us, but not of ourselves, then actually in relationship, there is a little void that we're leaving. And if we are not taking care of ourselves, then we either remain unnourished or the partner has to take care of us. So how this self-care is not only important for us, but also for all the people around us.
And everything we are doing is so much colored by the state of being we are in.
Yeah.
And so if we are trying to fix relationships or fix our house or fix anything, while we are in this dysfunctional state of nervousness, of tension, nothing can be resolved because you're just going to paint your action with this state of being. But if you take a moment, just an hour in the morning, be really centered, everything just flows so much better. And showing up, like you say, as your calm and rested self is so much more valuable than just accomplishing the whole day, but not being centered.
It's like life is better for yourself if you feel nourished and good, and it's better for everyone around you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On that note.
Yeah. So I feel like I have a lot to say today.
Okay, go ahead. If you feel inspired. I'm trying to make a smooth transition, but if you're keep going, that's great.
So then coming back to the back, I am someone who has often issues with the shoulders. You have it more in the mid-back, I would say, right? For me, it's like the neck, the shoulders, and the shoulder blades. And you mentioned already earlier that different parts of the spine are attributed to different tendencies, thought patterns, ways of being. The lower spine being really our most basic support, and then the upper back and the shoulders being more related to, especially when we have issues carrying the weight of the world on our shoulders, like the burden of responsibility. So if you want to look deeper into this, there's many resources that you can just access freely online as well. Also, some really good books have been written about it, so I won't go that deep today. But yeah, I think most of us have some back issues, either on a daily basis or just at some point in our lives. And often it's also just related to our lifestyle and our posture. And for a lot of people today, it has to do with sedentary jobs, so sitting on a desk a lot, working on the computer, sometimes also standing a lot. And basically it all comes down to not having enough movement in our lives, like healthy, gentle movement where we explore and use the body for what it was designed for. Doing like super heavy manual physical labor, of course, is also very taxing on the body. But the way we live today, or the lives that most of us live, we're not using the body to its full capacity and what it was designed to do. We're very sedentary and still. And the spine is actually a super flexible organ, or it's not an organ, but a structure. And we have these, the spine is able to make 5 movements. It's super versatile. Like when we look at our knees, they just extend and flex like this. But the spine has this forward flexion, a backward extension, sideward flexion. It can twist and it can even extend upward. So it's at the center of our being, it's very, very strong. And at the same time, its flexibility is part of what gives it strength. So when we start to lose that flexibility, then the spine becomes less strong in a way. So it's the spine is a beautiful metaphor for this balance between flexibility and strength. That strength is not rigidity, but requires certain flexibility, adaptability. So physically, what I would like to do today is to teach you just some very simple exercises that you can incorporate into your morning routine, do in the mornings or evenings as you feel, to take care of the back, to bring some more movement and flexibility in the spine. Now, if you have any serious back injuries, then you want to really listen to what the body is telling you, especially if you're still recovering from something. Then it might need a period of rest and to not exercise and move too much. But otherwise, these exercises that we're going to do today are really safe and focused on releasing, to bring the spine back to its natural position and to release tension from the back. And that release, that bring back mobility, flexibility, is what will allow also the nervous system to relax and to release and to wind down. Yeah. So I think that's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, imagine, I was just thinking like of your analogy for the spine, how it's flexible and strong. Imagine if our whole body was spine. Like
the whole body was spine.
Octopuses. Like, would be so trippy. Anyway, that was my thought. Yeah.
Okay, so we're actually going to start with a really beautiful, relaxing exercise that's good for many things. Usually we do it as a relaxation practice to restore the nervous system. But because of the body position, it's actually amazing to release the back and especially the lower back. We're going to start with legs up the wall today. And we have a beautiful empty wall here. If you don't have that at home, just grab yourself a chair, or you can use the sofa or the edge of your bed. And to show you, Quentin will use a chair today, and I'm going to use the wall. So also if you have very tight hamstrings, it might be more comfortable to use something like a chair or the edge of your bed rather than the wall. And like this, we're just going to put ourselves in position, relax, connect with the breath, and begin our practice. So maybe you can grab the chair. So it should totally be safe to just put a chair in the middle of the floor. But if you are worried that the chair might slide, you can also place it against the wall like this. This could also be the edge of your bed or a sofa, of course. And what we're going to do is we're going to lie down onto our back and just put our legs up on the chair. If the edges feel a bit rough on your chair, you can also fold a blanket or a cushion and place it on the chair to make it a bit more soft. And just kind of, these chairs are great because they have an open back, so you can kind of slide your feet through them. They make great yoga chairs. Good. And then you can just lie down and you can choose, you can either have the arms out to your sides or you can place your hands onto your body as you prefer. And if you're lucky, you have a lot of space and an empty wall in your house, then you can do the legs up the wall with me. Basically, you want to get as close to the wall as possible. So your butt wants to touch the wall, and then you're going to lie down into a fetus position like this. And then from your fetus, you're just going to roll onto your back and bring the legs up like this. Okay. So at home, just take your time to come into the position. Whatever version you prefer. And if you're in the legs up the wall, the buttocks could be touching the wall completely. For me, that's fine because I have enough movement in my hamstrings. But if your legs feel tight, then it might be a bit more comfortable if you scoot a little bit away from the wall so that the legs aren't stretched as deeply. And then just begin by closing your eyes. Allowing the body to relax. And then just let your legs become heavy. Relaxing the feet. Now allow the weight from the legs to drop down into your pelvis. The pelvis rooting down into the earth, relaxing the lower back. And maybe you'll feel that in this position, whether it's with the legs straight up against the wall or on a chair, that this position, it reduces the curve in the lower back. So the spine has natural curves. And you might feel that when normally we just lie down on the floor, you can really feel how the lower back naturally curves away from the floor. And the upper back curves towards the floor. And then again, the neck curves away from the floor. So these are the natural curves of the spine. And you'll feel that in this position, because the legs are bent towards the body, the lower back is closer to your mat right now. And this can feel very releasing, especially if we have lower back pain or if we have the tendency to overarch the lower back. And take a moment to check that your face is relaxed and the face is soft. And then start to notice your breath. We're going to take a deep breath in together. Breathing in deeply and then just holding the breath for a moment. So whenever you feel ready, take a deep breath in and hold your breath. Just hold it for a few seconds or as long as it feels comfortable. And when you're ready to release, just breathe out through the mouth with a sigh. And again, deep breath in, hold the breath for a moment. And releasing. Good, relax. And just check for any tension inside your body. Whether there are any places that you're holding on to, anything that you can let go of right now. Allow your body to become soft. And give yourself permission to let go, to feel safe, to feel carried. And positions like these are very good to hold for a little bit longer. They're very gentle and they work very subtly, but because of their simplicity and their softness, they work actually quite deeply on the tissues and the physical structure. But it's good if you do this posture to stay in it for 5, 10, or even 15 minutes so that the effects can go really deep in gentle depth. You might feel, especially if the legs are straight, that at some point the toes and the feet start tingling a little bit. It's totally fine and nothing to be worried about. Also, if the legs shake a little bit, that's okay. You might feel that you start to feel more relaxed internally and that the mind begins to calm down. And the calmness, the stillness that makes you connect more to yourself. It makes you come back to your essence. And then we'll come out of this posture very slowly and step by step, so that we're not shocking the system from turning from upside down to the normal way around again. And we can start by bending the knees if your legs are straight. And if the knees are bent, you can just bring the knees more in towards you, towards the chest. And I really like here in this position to just place my feet against the wall and relax my hips. And then we're going to turn onto one side. It doesn't matter whether it's left or right. Just check where you have the most space and where it feels the safest to roll to. Just rolling onto your side into little fetus position again. And just being comfortable on the floor. Give the weight of your body to the ground, to the earth. And then in your own time, when you feel ready, you can slowly come up again and come back onto your mat. Maybe we can put the chair out of the way.
Yeah.
Good, I hope you enjoyed that.
Yes, I did.
Me too.
So gentle and soothing.
So now we're going to bring a little bit of movement into the back with, again, a very gentle and safe exercise. Did we lose our live? I'm sure it will come back. Yeah, I think we're back. Okay, so we're going to come onto our hands and knees into a cat position. So maybe you can do that.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're going to come onto all fours.
Just
Tissue. It's allergy season. Yeah, and actually allergies, I had them very strongly as a child and I still have them. I think my periods, like my worst period, still has to come, but can also be very intense and taxing for the nervous system. And I notice when I get an allergy attack, the whole system gets very stressed. And I also notice that when I take the time to really calm down, do something like restorative yoga, like what we just did now, or guided relaxations, it calms down my nervous system, but it also helps the allergies. So you can try that. So we're going to come onto the hands and knees, with the knees about hip width apart and the hands shoulder width apart. And you can start with doing what Quentin is doing, just fully relaxing the body. And as you're relaxing your whole back, you will notice that the belly drops towards the ground because of the pull of gravity. So without purposefully arching into the lower back, the curve in the lower back will become deeper. And we're hanging a bit into the shoulders. And for me, because I have a lot of tension in my shoulders, even that already feels very releasing and I can feel the stretch. So it's again, we're working with that softness and that release. And just take a few deep breaths here. And slow deep breaths, enjoying the breath, softening into the body. And then we're going to move to the rhythm of the breath. And as we inhale, we're just going to stay in this arch and we're going to look forward. So that we're taking the arch into the entire back without pushing or pulling, just gently opening, drawing the shoulders back and really extending that chest forward. And then as we exhale, we're going to round the back. So we're going to tuck the tailbone down to the floor, chin to the chest, and push the back up to the sky. Good. Now you can do that a few more times to the rhythm of your own breath. So as you inhale, coming down and opening the front side of the body. Good. And as you exhale, just rounding up. And if you have pain in your back, then it's good to do this very gently. And if you really connect to the sensation in your body, you will see that we can do every movement either just in a mobilizing way, so that we go very gently, we're just focusing on the movement itself, or we can do it in a stretching way, where rather than focusing on the mobility and the movement, we are focusing on the muscles and the tissues, and we try to stretch them. And so when we do that, we feel more of a pull, more of a stretch, which can feel really good. But it can also feel nice, and especially when we have pain, it's very nice to just focus on mobility and just stay with that movement without exploring the limits of the body or going too deep into the movement. And just go with that gentleness. So see what feels good for you today. And just enjoying the body, the sensations of the body. And the reason why this is a very good exercise is because it doesn't put any external strain on the spine. It's very gentle, very safe, and very effective. Good. I'll do that one more time. And then when you have finished, you can come back to neutral position and just sit back onto your heels into a child pose for a moment. So sitting onto your heels, if you struggle sitting all the way back, you can place a cushion between your legs and sit on a cushion. And then just bending forward, relaxing the back. And the child pose is also a little bit like a fetus position. And that forward bend, that fetus, and here the fetus, we're actually bending forward towards the earth. These are all postures that are calming for the nervous system, and they are very gentle and very releasing for the back. They are very natural positions. And in a moment you can come back onto the hands and the knees, back to that cat position. And this time I invite you to move your spine in whatever way feels good. So just before we explored that extension of the spine where we're arching the back, and the flexion of the spine where we're rounding the back. But you can also go left to right, you can make circles. So just explore now what feels good and how your body wants to move. And there's nothing that has to happen. This posture doesn't have to look like anything. So just close your eyes and tune into the sensation of your body. And let your body move in whatever way that feels good. Not necessarily whatever way that makes sense. Just follow what feels good. But really connect with that intuition, that wisdom of the body. And we allow that to move through us. Then we discover that the body, much more than the mind, knows what we need and knows what is good for us. It knows what we need to do in order to heal, in order to release tension. It's just that sometimes the mind gets into the way of us living through that wisdom, that intuition, that knowing of the body. So the main guideline to tap into that wisdom of the body is to follow what feels good and to kind of set the mind aside when you're doing this, and without thinking, just let the body move. Let the body move and make shapes without you knowing what's actually going to happen. So it's the mind following the body rather than the body following the mind. Movement that's arising from an empty space. Good. And then you can sit back onto your heels again, and this time we're going to open the knees a little bit wide, and again we're just going to relax in side pose. So with the knees a bit wider, you can just bend forward and relax. And like this, you will feel that you're sitting a bit deeper into the pelvis, opening the hips. So I invite you to also direct your breath all the way down into the lower belly, into your hips. Just taking a moment to feel the body, feel the breath here. And then you can slowly come up out of the posture. And we're going to make our way back to a comfortable seated position. All systems in the body are connected, and when we're looking at back health, we actually have to start from the bottom and go up. So the health of the feet, the legs, the pelvis all affect the back. And often when people have especially pains in the lower back, then it can be related also to tension in the hips and especially in the glutes and the buttocks. And the glutes are actually different layers of muscles. And there's one little muscle that's a bit deeper, the piriformis, that can become really tight and translate into back pain. And so we're going to do an exercise to stretch out and to really get here deep into the hips, into the piriformis. And this posture is called a double pigeon pose. And I'll just show you what the idea is. We're going to place the legs on top of each other, but they're quite far away from the body. So I'm not doing a cross-leg position, I'm not doing a half lotus, but I'm starting here by taking my left leg and I'm bringing it forward. And then I'm going to place my right leg on top and I'm placing my right foot on my left knee, and the right knee comes above the left foot. Now this is quite challenging and definitely not possible for everyone. And I can see I haven't done this posture in a very long time. So I can feel that also for me it's quite tense. So if this is not accessible for you at home, then I encourage you to just do a cross-leg position like this. So bring the left leg towards you and then the right leg. So we're just going to sit in a cross-leg position. And if it feels accessible, you can slide the feet a bit further forward. Yeah, so that you're in a cross-leg position, but you bring the feet further away from the body. Good. So you might already feel that here. And if that's the case, just take a moment. You can just stay in this position, dropping the breath down into the belly. And just make sure that you feel comfortable, that you're not straining anything. If it's too much, go into the cross-legged position. And then if you feel like, this is quite comfortable, I can relax my body here, then you can see whether it feels good to lean a little bit forward, to bend forward. And you will see that the stretch becomes stronger. So if it's too much, don't lean forward. And breathe. You can choose, I'm supporting my arms here on my foot and on my thigh, but you can also place the hands on the mat, on the floor, as you like. You can slowly come up again. And carefully take your legs out of the position so you can support your foot, support your knee, and carefully stretch them out. And before we change sides, if you like, you can just stretch the legs out in front of you. Good. And then we're going to place the right leg in front and place the left leg on top. You can adjust your position a little bit so that the left foot is on the right knee and the left knee above the right foot. And again, just take a moment. You're very open there.
Yeah, for some reason this is quite easy for me.
Great. Yeah. For most people, it's a very tight area. Okay. And then when you feel like the body is ready, if you like, you can start to bend forward. And then you can slowly make your way up again. And just stretch out your legs. And then at home you can just lie down onto your back and make yourself comfortable. If there's any final movement that you would like to do to make yourself comfortable, you can, for example, hug your knees to the chest or twist a little bit from left to right. And then just go ahead and find the most comfortable position for you. where you can lie down, close the eyes. And just take a moment to feel the body on the floor, on your mat. And let the body become heavy. Let your body sink into the ground. Relaxing the feet and the legs. The hands and the arms. Feel and relax the whole backside of your body. Feel and relax the whole front side of your body. Relax all your facial muscles. Relax your entire head on the inside and outside. And with your eyes closed, allow yourself to journey further inward. With the senses wide open, listening to the sounds around you. Without attaching meaning to them. Without creating preference. Good sounds, bad sounds. Pleasant sounds, unpleasant sounds. And instead just open yourself to sound. Witnessing and experiencing. Become aware of the background of silence. A spaciousness that is holding space for your experience. And whatever your experience, whatever the feelings are that are alive in you right now, let them be as they are. And feel that vast space within which they are occurring. Bring your awareness to your body. The sensations of the body. And start to bring some movement back. You can move your toes, your fingers. And if you like, you can gradually stretch your body out. And then take your time to bend your knees and roll onto your side. And you can stay there for a moment, really connecting to the sensation of the body, feeling the floor underneath you. And then you can join us back in a comfortable seated position. And with this we conclude the sacred place for today. How are you all feeling?
Spacey.
Thank you everyone for being with us here today. And yeah, let us know how you're doing. Let us know which parts you enjoy most from our classes, because we want to support you in whatever way that you need support. So if you tell us what feels good, if you tell us what feels like, if you tell us what
Feels
you
good.
like,
Yeah.
what feels good, we can do more of that. Yeah.
There is a little poll on our page
Yeah.
that you can also just say it in the comments, we will see it, but if you want to participate to the poll, just tick a little options. There is conscious relationships.
Yeah, what would you like to see more from us? Yeah.
So what is there?
Yoga and meditation, so what we're kind of doing in the sacred place. More heart songs and sound healing, which we do once per month at the moment, but if you would like to see more of that, you can tick that box. More about conscious relationships. We sometimes mention a little bit here and there about relationships and love. And love is a big part of our path. Not just the relational love, but also the spiritual love, the spiritual heart. So if you would like to see more about that, you can tick that box. And otherwise, you can also just, let us know.
Type in.
Yeah, type. Leave us a
Money.
comment.
I want to have money.
I have
How
you.
to get money.
How to get money. I don't know where we're the best teachers on that.
Yeah.
Jean says, very relaxed. Thank you. Thank you, Jean. Roberta. Great. Yeah. And it's just, Roberta, just 3 exercises that you can do every day and it will make a huge influence on your back. On Hannah, on Marie. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much for being here, supporting us.
Yeah.
And if you want to support us more, you have a little link up here. And if you go on our website, you can choose to make a monthly donation or a simple donation, a one-time donation. And that really helps us to grow our content, to buy more stuff to make this even better, and also just to live.
Yeah, to keep us going. So donations are very welcome, and if you really want to join the community, you can sign up for making an automatic monthly donation. Just go to our website up there.
And if you don't have a lot of funds yourself, keep in mind that just €2, €3, if everybody does it, for us it makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
And it will motivate us, every energy you put into us, into our work, you will see it reflecting on you. So it's a beautiful way to exchange, even if it's a little thing. It doesn't have to be mountains of gold, although you can.
Mountains of gold.
So it's all good.
Yeah. And invite your people. If you know more people who could benefit from our work, just share the posts. Because I know there's a lot of people out there who can use information or learn how to take better care of themselves, how to improve their lives. So let's spread the love.
Yes.
Well, have a beautiful Sunday, everyone.
Beautiful week.
Yeah, and see you again next weekends.
Mm-hmm.